Fatal 100 Quest Chapter 99. Wow, we have finally reached here. Chapter 99, and what is it? Well, it's Erza vs Misaki. It is a Lucy vs Kyria. And to top it all off, it is Natsu vs Suzaku Round 2. Sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. So the first panel, it is Elfman breaking open looks like a bottle of beer or canna. Using his manly strength there. What an interesting way to show off the 99th chapter of Fatal 100 Quest. Let's get right into the first page. So the first page, it shows... this is interesting. It shows Natsu, Lucy and Happy still as dolls, running away from the giant boulder that we saw. This is a little weird, but then, in the next panel, it looks like they returned back to normal, but it looks like they weren't really balanced when they turned back to normal because you could tell they were about to fall over, and in the next panel, well, let's just say Natsu and Lucy fall over. And yeah, it's not the best way to turn back to normal, considering you were just turned into dolls. So in the next panel, you can tell they were actually on top of a hill, so they started to just spiral all the way down, and since they couldn't control where they went, they landed into a hole. And in the next panel, a little interesting right here. It shows Natsu and Lucy stuck in the hole, and Happy, luckily, he's at the top of the hole. So Natsu and Lucy are always in this type of predicament, and Happy, well, he's always out of it, so Happy is always a lucky one. Then in the next panel, Natsu and Lucy, well, they're just arguing down there saying, could you just get off me please? And Natsu saying, well, I really can't. And Happy just standing there, just listening to them argue, as he always does. Nothing new there. But then in the next panel, it shows Selene. She's actually watching everyone through that same portal that we saw many chapters ago. And she is just watching as the story unfolds in front of her. So she's seen Natsu and Lucy inside that giant hole. So then she starts to smile a bit, thinking, that was a little funny what they just did. Tumbling down all the way after just turning back to normal. A little funny there. But then something weird happens. She sees something unexpected, something well, you can tell that something has caught her eye, you could say. Because she seems a little bit now concerned about what's going on in the panel and what's going on with the labyrinth itself. Because something's happening, but we just don't know what. So then, in the next panel, it shows Wendy and Charlotte arguing, saying, where is Lily? And Charlotte asking, where is Wendy? And they're just arguing in the middle of the giant labyrinth, which it looks like it is a little bit dusty there for some weird reason. So then, in the next panel, Gajeel, well, he does a Gajeel thing, let's just say that. He takes a ball out of this statue and, well, Charlotte, being a person who is very careful, she says, why have you done that? And Gajeel just shows his angry face saying, because I wanted to do it. So then, you could say he triggered a trap of some sort, because the labyrinth, well, underneath Charlotte's feet, it opened the trap door, and she starts to fall into it, and Gajeel, well, he's just shouting out with his lungs, saying, Charlotte. And then, in the next panel, he beats a man, and he actually jumps down the hole to catch her, but he didn't think about how to get back up, so they are both falling now down this giant hole that he just opened up. A funny moment there. So then, in the next panel, it shows Luxus and Kiran. It looks like the trap that Gajeel activated also affected them too, so the labyrinth is starting to move and starting to change around them, and it's actually blocking them off, so they can't continue their fight. So then, they start to think, what is going on? Why is the labyrinth moving all of a sudden? And even Kiran's a little bit surprised about this, because now it has stopped their fight between each other, so now they have to take a little break, you could say. So as the labyrinth is changing all around them, Luxus and Kiran are just standing on each side where one platform's going up and the other's going down, and the doctors are saying, so you're running away from me. And Luxus is saying, no, you're lucky I'm actually getting away. But then they end off with a little bit of a serious note where they're saying, next time I'm gonna defeat you. You can tell that by the look in both of their eyes, showing that seriousness that they want to fight each other again. I mean, they are probably going to fight, but first they need to find each other after the labyrinth changes itself yet again. But then, in the next panel, this change in the labyrinth has affected the whole labyrinth, because it looks like even Erza and Gray are affected by it, because their platforms are moving all around them. And, well, Erza, she was starting to draw a map, just to get a short outline of the place, and let's just say her map's now a little bit useless, considering that she really isn't really a good coordinator or a good person to draw a map. So Gray's just standing there astonished, thinking, What, you didn't need to draw it. And Erza just a little bit angry, thinking, damn, now this map is useless. So then in the next panel, a little bit of a similarity thing happens between Erza and Gray, like with Gajeel and Charlotte. The floor opens up below them and they just fall in. A little bit of a funny moment yet again. So then in the next panel, it shows Gray holding on to Erza as they're falling down to cushion the fall. And yeah, they're just in an interesting position because in the next panel, let's just say Erza holds down Gray's head because somebody shot something at him. And technically she did save her life, but it's a little bit of an interesting moment where you could tell something was happening, you could say, but nothing at the same time. If that makes sense? Don't know if that makes sense, but that's what happened. But it looks like somebody felt this happening. Somebody quite a far away. Somebody on a ship, perhaps. And who is this person that felt it? Well, it is none other than Juvia. She felt another rival has appeared. And Levi was asking her, Juvia, are you okay? But Juvia had her Juvia instincts that told her Gray was getting a little bit of attention from someone else because she was starting to say, well, Gray, something's happened to Gray right now and another rival has appeared. So she's saying, I'm not going to back down, and she's just a little bit pissed off saying, why aren't I with Gray and everything, and she's just being her normal Juvia self. A little bit of another funny moment. Then in the next panel, it shows that Gray and Erza start to stand up, but above them, well, somebody else is falling down. Gajeel and Charlotte are falling down, and who did they fall on top of? Well, it is none other than your boy Gray, because Gray catches Gajeel by the face, literally by the face. And then as well, let's just say it got a little bit intense between Gajeel and Gray, Erza just noticed that, oh, Gajeel, Charlotte, you guys are here. So then it's a little bit of a reunion where now they're starting to get back together because they're trying to find each other now. So this is actually a great moment for them to recuperate and figure out a strategy. So then in the next panel, it shows Wendy also being affected by the change in the labyrinth, and well, she needs to act quickly or else she might fall through just like the rest of them. So she decides to move, but before she moves out, she sees Haku lying on the floor unconscious, and she feels bad for him, saying, well, I don't want to leave him here because I'm not a bad person. And Lily, he says something like, oh, so you want to bring your boyfriend along? And Wendy is saying, no, it's not like that. Don't say that, Lily. A funny moment. I gotta admit, this chapter is filled with a lot of funny moments. It is definitely a good chapter for chapter 99, and right now it's getting off to what you could say a great start. So in the next panel, it shows Natsu and Lucy. They are both, well, stuck in the hole, and it's a really small hole, so they can't really move as much as they want to. But just as they were trying to move around, trying to get some space, let's just say the hole opens up from below, and Natsu and Lucy both fall through, but Lucy goes one way and Natsu goes the other, so they're now split off from one another, and Lucy is just falling down this giant hole. And at the bottom of the hole, well, something happens. She falls down, but a person has appeared before her. Who is this person? Well, it is none other than Kyria, a Diablos Guild member, and now it's going to be Lucy versus Kyria. And that's going to be a tough battle because Kyria was the only person ever to stand up to Selene when she decided to become the next master of Diablos, so this is going to be one hell of a battle. So then in the next panel, it shows the group Erza, Gajeel, Gray and Charlotte. Gray and Gajeel just rubbing off their moons, saying, bloody hell, you got a hard skull. And Gajeel saying, yes, I'm an iron dragon, what do you think? And then something happens where it looks like Charlotte starts to discuss, so where is everyone else? And before Erza could say anything, something happens. Someone approaches from the distance. And who is this mysterious person? Well, it is another enemy. It is Misaki of the Diablos Guild, a dragon knight. Finally, we see her in action, and now she's going to be versus a group Erza, Gajeel and Gray. This is going to be another epic battle, because it looks like Misaki is now saying, so you guys are the fairy tale guys I'm supposed to beat. And well, the crew, they're just trying to think what's going on. Who is this person? Is she the Dragon Knight? And well, yeah, she is more or less the Dragon Knight that they have to defeat as part of the tournament Selene created. So now Misaki, she shows off a little bit of her magic. she pushes her arm out and she starts to cast a little bit of her magic. And as she does, well, it looks like she's targeting Erza, the person in the armor. And what she does will surprise you a bit. She shreds off her armor, literally like paper. She just rips it off using her magic, and Erza's armor comes off. And it's a little bit of a not safe for work sort of picture, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna show it you, but try not to get a little bit too, you know. So in the next panel, it shows Erza thinking, "What's happened to my armor?" and Gray and Gajeel just acting a little bit shocked because Erza's armor's come off. So let's just say it's a little bit of an unfortunate situation for Erza. But then, before Erza could do anything else, she starts to think, "What have you done to me?" And Misaki, she says, "Oh, I don't like your hair." So she does something unthinkable. She actually uses her magic. She, let's just say, controls the air and pushes Erza's hair upwards. And when she does the unthinkable. She literally cuts Erza's hair. Unthinkable, the unspeakable has happened, where somebody has cut Erza's hair, and now you could tell she could become Erza Nightwalker of Edolas. This is unspeakable. Nobody has ever legit cut off Erza's hair in any of her battles, because nobody is that much of a bad villain. But Misaki, is that bad of a villain. So Erza, trying to think what has happened, she feels her hair, and then she starts to think about what Jalal said, like saying, "Don't cut your hair, it's nice and crimson red." So thinking about that, Erza, she gets, super pissed off towards Misaki, and Misaki just showing off a grin and saying, what do you want? And this is gonna be a showdown, because Misaki messed with Erza in a way nobody should, and this is gonna be one hell of a tough fight. Then the chapter is nearing its end, because in the final panels it shows Natsu, he's on his own in a hallway just walking around saying, "Where has everybody gone? Can you hear me?" or anything. And as he is walking around, he senses something. He turns around and there is somebody behind him. Who is this mysterious person? Well, it looks like Natsu notices who he is already. And who is it? Well, firstly, it is the final page of Fairy Tail 100 Quest Chapter 99. It is Natsu and Suzaku. Face to face yet again. Suzaku showing off a serious face, where Natsu is showing off saying, round 2 anyone? What a chapter. It was a great chapter, 100%. I am hyped to see Natsu versus Suzaku yet again. This is going to be a chapter to talk about. So next time it's going to be Fairy Tail 100 Quest Chapter 100. Can't believe we reached it, and this is the ending point of Chapter 99. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop me a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop me a like please. Thank you guys for watching, take care, and peace.